Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome. This is another episode on what day is it today? Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Yep, Pico says there's the bird. I know. I changed positions so you guys could see because he only becomes active and he has to be included in my phone calls and my videos because that's just the way he is. He's 3 years old, so he's like a spoiled little teenager and needs attention. Everybody say hi to Pico. Hi, Pico! Okay, so there you go. You met Pico. And then back over here, that's the fish tank. So say hi to them too. All right. Can I, please? Thank you. All right, so today's topic and thought for the day is divine timing and the law of allowing. Divine timing is just how you allow things to come. You don't want to try to force anything through ego. And if you force something from what I call the ego will, which is opposite of free will, then it comes with complications. Now, free will is spiritually inspired intention, perception and belief. But that's what faith is about. Knowing that the universe and spirit, our creator, source, has everything under control and we're just along for the ride. Yeah, we have to do the work, and we have to be in the right place at the right time and everything, but you can't force it. And that's what a lot of people will do. You know, ego's also always based in fear in some way. And those are emotions of anger and frustration, false pride, narcissism, and mostly of control. So in free will and trusting source, you know, with the law of allowing, then, you know, there's no sense of control from our personal physical selves. We have to allow things to come in. That's the law of allowing. And I'm sure you can see how the law of allowing and divine timing work hand in hand, because with everyone else that has free will choice and everything that's going on in the world and in your life, there's going to be so many different variances. Now, here's the thing. If you're supposed to get something that you put out an intention for and it doesn't happen right away, it's because of someone else's free will choice that intertwines on your timeline. And that's okay, because simultaneously the creator and source, the universe, will open up 20 to 50 other avenues to bring to you what you desire. Now, I don't know if too many people understand that, let alone know it, but that's why I'm telling you this. It's sort of like, you know, if you're going to go on a cruise and a flight keeps you from going to that port in order to get on that ship, well, the cool thing is that there's going to be another ship available and you're going to be able to do it. It's just not in your time. Understand? So just know the universe has got it all under control. But when you try to force something, or when you don't, this is another law, is that you're attracting your vibrational match. And I'll give you a few examples. Like, for instance, if you demand a certain type of car and you want to go buy that car, and the action of forcing things to fall into place, or can result in like financial hardships. In other words, you're going to pay too much for the car without, you know, really planning it, or you don't want to take a lesser model. You know, you want the one with the heated seats and the leather seats and everything else, when you can get one that's maybe one step lower, but maybe it has less mileage. Maybe it has, like in my instance, I'll give you a perfect example. I was supposed to go to a car dealership on a Friday, had to work, went back the next Saturday morning, the man is apologetic, saying, "We sold your car last night." And I'm like, wow, that kind of sucks. And he says, "Just hang on. We're going to go see what we can find." And he sent a couple different salespeople out and found my car. Now here's the thing. It was 1 year older, but it was a certified pre-owned, which had all the records, has all the coverage, factory warranty and everything on it. And it had actually like 35,000 less miles than the car that I was going to buy. So I got such a better deal and I think I see that as synchronicity, as things fell in line to keep me from buying that other car that Friday night after work, so I could go in Saturday and get the car that I have. So that is the law of allowing. That's divine timing. That's a perfect example. But it also falls into things like a job. And you can take it without researching it, and then you find out that the job, it lacks certain preferences that you have, like your work schedule, benefits, time off, additional responsibilities that they didn't include in your job description, and things like that. And then you're going to be like, wow, maybe I should have held out and took another job, or maybe I had a different choice in jobs. You never know. You have to really feel it out. You have to listen to what your body's telling you. Look at some of the signposts along the way. If you have any kind of inclination that something's not right, for crying out loud, listen to your intuition. But probably the one thing that has really been coming up, people want readings about and things that are relationships. This is so important. My friend Ann and I were talking about this just the other night, because I've dealt with different people, and they just go from one relationship to another, and they don't take any time out for themselves to find themselves. And what it means is, like, you can be attracted to a person at the same vibrational level as yourself, and that's your mindset, your perception, your intentions of belief, and they're the same as the last relationship that didn't last. There's a cycle that goes on. You jump into stuff too quick. You rush in and find out later that the person's personality or characteristics are not what aligns with what you think or do, what you do desire to have a fulfilling relationship. Yeah, relationships take work, but why make it harder than what it is? One of the things that Jesus said in the Bible that I thought was really cool is that, and this proven in a couple failed relationships in my life, and is that you don't be unequally yoked with another person. In other words, that vibrational level, where are they headed? What's in their mind? What are they spiritual? Are they loving? Are they the type that are just, it's all about them? Because everybody, here's the funny thing too, is that, like, I don't believe in putting your best step forward when you meet somebody, because you're being fake. You're not being real. I'm extremely real, and I don't care whether people like me or not, because I'm me. And if you and I are to have a relationship, whether it's a friendship or more, you're going to love me and respect me unconditionally with no expectations, and I'm going to be the same with you. Yeah, there's going to be little things that, everybody has their pet peeves and stuff. It's just things you have to work out and overlook, so you got to question yourself, like, what am I willing to let go? What's my problem? Not theirs, that they're doing this irritating or whatever to me. And those are the types of things, that's what cooperation is all about, but the problem is, in a relationship, when you jump in too fast, is that you become emotionally involved, and then you try to change them or yourself, which is even worse, in which you both lose sight of who you really are. What about your walk? What about your journey, your spiritual awakening and enlightenment? And so these are the kinds of things that you really have to, be in tune with and have thoughts and intentions about. Because look, it's sort of like when you get into it, and it's like we're physical beings, we're sexual creatures. You get into a whole thing about, going to bed with someone too quick, and, I can cover this another time about the energy and taking on their energy, and that can either be good or bad. But look, if you don't know somebody well enough and you're acting in the moment, and then you don't know them very well, and maybe they're out sowing some wild oats, so to speak, and I hate to say it, but there's always that chance of an STD, like herpes, and that's like luggage. It never goes away. It stays with you forever, So you just have to be really, really careful in what you're doing. Okay, so anyway, this is what the divine timing and the law of allowing is all about. I've always believed that when things happen, they're going to surprise you, and it's going to be completely natural, just like the example I gave about my car. And I've had it for, I think, going on 3 years, and it's I've gone to the beach a couple times. I go to all my expos. I went to Texas. It's a great little car, SUV. It's a crossover kind of deal. I love it. I've always been a truck guy. Never expected it, but I had to have a suspension of belief about how I only had to have a truck, because that's what I did. I went out looking for a truck. That's where my mind was set. And then when I realized that, maybe it's time for a change, and maybe I need to break the cycle. And one of the best ways to do that is through the law of allowing. Because if you have your mind set on something and try to control it, and you want one specific thing, you're cutting yourself short on what the universe can deliver to you. And it's going to be way better. I know that sooner or later I'll have a truck, because I love trucks. And in my mind, shortly after I got this car, I was thinking this would be a perfect car for my daughter when she goes to college. And it will be. Then Daddy can get a new truck. So look, just put some intention out there. Suspend the beliefs that you have in order to allow. And then you incorporate divine timing into your life to deliver your desires. That's all it is. It's a very simple way of being. And then you're going to find things go a whole lot smoother. I'm going to say goodbye. Pico's saying goodbye. Later, Pico. And have a great day. Namaste. Dare to dream. We'll catch you tomorrow.